it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan.
Hey, welcome back everybody to this week's version of Doing It with Styles. And you know I'm a big music fan, so I have a very, very special guest. And before I introduce her, I'm going to give you a little clue. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? Mouseketeer. Does that ring a bell?
That has a familiar ring to it.
Okay. My guest today is none other than Baird, who is one of the original Mouseketeers.
Sharon.
I'm Sharon.
Why did I say Joanne?
Well, we visited her yesterday.
That was last week, wasn't it?
You didn't say Joanne, you said Joan.
You said Joan.
I'm sorry, the drugs are kicking in.
I'm a little embarrassed.
Well, you know what? Then let's do this again.
Maybe.
Well, we can write her off for the rest of the day. We're not going to get her on, huh?
This is like when Danny came running out to see if we were okay.
And see, it says so right here. All right, let's do this again.
Okay.
What's your name, Joan?
Oh, man. John, we're off to a good start.
Did I not tell you the most important thing was to have fun?
So far. We're back at that. You bring me a Kleenex, please?
That's going to go in my blooper reels.
You said you weren't going to embarrass me.
Well, I can embarrass
No,
me.
that wasn't
so
embarrassing.
I know. Because we're the only ones that have seen it.
Talk about fun. Okay.
All right, shall we try this again?
Yeah.
And
I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan.
hey, welcome everybody to this week's version of Doing It with Styles. You all know I'm a music lover, and before I introduce my guest today, I'm going to give you a little hint by singing a little song. Are you ready? Some of you will remember this, probably most of you. All right, here we go. Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? Mouseketeer. Does that ring a bell?
Has a very familiar ring.
Okay. So, what's your name again? My guest today is one of the original Mouseketeers, Sharon Baird. Did I get it right this time?
You got it
All
right
right.
this time.
So we're off to a good start then.
We are.
Sharon, I don't know if you or your fellow performers realized how important you were to so many kids at that point in time. Rushing home from school to make sure that you got there in time to see the Mickey Mouse Club and all of the adventures and Spin and Marty and just Roy and Jimmy and just all the kids and Annette and, you know, all of the great things that came out of there. And there was always so much positive energy that was being projected that I think helped my generation see some of the better things in life. Mm-hmm. Did you guys realize that at the time? Did you have any idea what?
No, we were just having fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you have fun?
Oh, absolutely. It was a much gentler time.
Yes.
And a happy time. I mean, we would help each other with the songs and dances, and it was like that was our play.
Right.
We were family.
And you were, if I'm not mistaken, a pretty darn good tap dancer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was the love of my life.
In fact, now, if my information and my information is true and accurate, you also appeared in a movie with Mitzi Gaynor.
I did.
Bloodhounds on Broadway. And I scoured the internet looking for a clip because I wanted to play that clip on the show. And I didn't find it.
You didn't?
No. But I got some other ones from the Mickey Mouse Club
Oh, well,
that we're gonna show here in a few minutes.
okay. I was real young on
Right.
Bloodhounds on Broadway. And then I also did Artists and Models with Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Oh, I did not know that. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Although I wasn't.
I got to fire my researcher.
Dean Martin, I did a number with him. And actually, Mouseketeer Nancy was one of the group kids that was there. So
Wow.
I met Nancy there before
Cool.
the Mickey Mouse Club.
Did you have fun? Was it fun back then, or
Oh, yes.
you know, you didn't have like a Joan Crawford type mother or something like that?
Oh, no.
Oh,
no,
good.
no. Oh, my parents said to me, if you want to do it, great. If you don't want to, that's fine. It's up to you.
Were your parents performers?
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
What'd your parents do, if you don't mind my asking?
My dad was, I guess an airline mechanic for.
Yeah, for Boeing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then that was when we were in Seattle.
Right.
Once we moved to LA, he went to work for Flying Tigers, and then he was in charge of the L-1011s.
Right.
And my mother was a housewife.
Cool. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I affectionately call you the Sleeping Mouseketeer. Do you know why that is?
No.
Okay.
Did I snore too loud or something?
I found a picture
I
of the
know which one
original
it is.
Mouseketeers.
I know which one it is.
And this is it. I'll put it up in the background so you can all see this. But I want you to take a look at this young lady right
I
here.
know, but you know what that is? I wasn't asleep. I batted my eyes.
I know.
I don't know why. When we did roll call and I'd say Sharon, I'd go, Sharon. What did I think I was doing? Yes, I know.
And so I've started calling you the Sleeping Mouseketeer because you were so good you could do everything in your sleep there, right?
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that.
And then this was I think this was the official, like roster when you guys first got started. That was 1955. Was it 55?
My eyes are open there. I was
yeah.
awake.
No, you were awake there.
I was awake.
Yeah. So. But I just thought this was so cool, and I mean, something like this sets you apart from the whole rest of the group, and it's something that it's just one of those little things that makes you unique in a certain way. So and my superpower is introducing guests by their wrong names. So.
Well, congratulations.
And I'm pretty good at that, aren't I?
You are.
So, when you first became a Mouseketeer, I mean, Mickey Mouse had been around for a little while, but really wasn't that big. I mean, my uncle lived in Orange County, and I remember watching them build Disneyland.
Okay.
So, you guys didn't really have any idea how big you had become, even by maybe the third, fourth, fifth season, or?
No, well, actually, when Disneyland opened, the Mickey Mouse Club hadn't aired yet.
Right.
And so we didn't know if it was a success or not.
Yeah.
I don't think we really knew how popular it was until after we finished shooting. When
Yeah.
we went to Australia and did live performance there.
Right.
When we landed, there were more people to greet us than when Frank Sinatra arrived there.
Wow.
And the kids would stand outside our hotel room the hotel, and scream our names until we'd stick our head out. And so that's when we realized.
Was that fun?
Oh, yeah. But when we arrived at the airport, they took us through the crowd on, the steps that you board to get on the
Right.
plane. And then the crowd was roped off, and as they're rowing us through.
So you guys were all standing on the stairs
yes,
and they were
the
rolling
rope,
it?
The rope broke, and the people started running towards us, so they rolled us back and told us to get in the plane. And they had to get guys to carry us up over the crowd into the limos. And the limos were rocking back and forth with people's heads all the way around, and we were getting scared.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
So that's when we realized, wow, that's worldwide.
And at that time, did you know that Australia, the entire country, was populated by criminals? Is that why you were scared?
No.
Hey, okay, to my friends down under, all right?
Oh, we
Stella, I'm just kidding. You know that, right? Lone Wolf? Be cool. Okay.
We loved Australia.
Australia's on my bucket list. I am going to Australia one day. I have friends there. I know people that were from there. They own this huge cattle ranch in the outback and stuff like that. And he keeps telling me, John, you got to get to Australia. You got to go to Australia. So anyway.
Well, we knew that the show was popular at home. I mean, I'd come home from shooting, and the neighbor kids would be waiting at the fence to see, oh, what did you and Jimmy do today, and who did you dance with? And, we knew it was popular at home, but
Right.
we didn't know that it was worldwide.
I understand that you became very good friends with Annette.
Yes, she was
Yeah.
one of my dearest friends. Uh-huh.
That's cool. And that went on even after you guys left?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. We went through marriages, and I was with her when she passed.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I remember that was kind of a tough time for everybody back then.
Yes.
On what she was going through, and from what we saw as the public, she appeared to be pretty brave, I guess, or
yes.
Yeah?
Yes. She'd say to me, she didn't say, why me? She'd say, why not me?
Yeah.
She was prettier on the inside than on the outside.
Oh, that's hard to believe.
Well,
and
that's
it was,
true.
she was kind of the front girl for the Mickey Mouse Club after a little while.
Every boy in America had a crush on America's sweetheart, Annette.
Except me. I had the crush on Cheryl.
Yes. Well,
And-
I would say the majority.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
And it was like, I thought, and that was cute, and I thought she was nice and all that, but there was just something about Cheryl that caught my eye, and,
Oh, yeah.
and I
have
ended
good
up
taste.
getting an autographed picture from her,
good.
and, so that was cool.
Cheryl's mother was my real estate agent.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Julie Holdridge.
Wow.
Great lady.
So where do you live? I mean,
I live in Reno.
oh, well, cool. Then you're a Nevadaite.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Moved there in 1980.
Wow, okay. So you're almost a native.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's not so hard now to find natives, but most of the natives that you find now are younger people,
Right.
because for a long time this was a pretty transit state and town, So so you like the snow and
No. No.
well, we don't
Actually,
we rarely get snow in Vegas, so you're welcome to move down here if you like. We're always
well, most of the snow is up in Tahoe.
Right,
And,
yeah. So I did a couple of projects up in, I was in construction for most of my life, and I did a couple of remodels of multifamilies up there in Reno, and I couldn't wait to get out because it was starting to get cold, and I'm not the kind of person that enjoys the cold.
Well, what I like is I came from L.A. where
Yeah.
there wasn't a change of season. It was the first time I experienced
Right.
4 different seasons, and I like that.
Yeah. So where did you live in L.A.?
Well, I grew up in the San Fernando Valley.
Okay. My grandfather lived in Chatsworth.
Oh, well, I lived in Chatsworth just before I left my marriage.
Right.
But I lived in Burbank.
Okay.
I lived
Beautiful
in
downtown Burbank.
I loved Burbank. Sherman Oaks.
Okay.
And at one point, I lived upstairs from my girlfriend, Beverly Washburn.
Ah, good old Beverly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Beverly is a good friend of the station here. We love her.
I'm not surprised.
I have to say that because she's sitting over there. So. And we might be able to get her to come up and talk to us a little bit in a little while.
Oh,
So.
that would be nice.
Yeah, so it's always nice. Beverly has, I don't know, we kind of hit it off a couple years ago. She came into the studio to do some video stuff, and I don't know, we just kind of hit it off. She's, I would just, I mean, Beverly is one of those people that you've known your whole life, and then suddenly you find out what their name is. It's like, oh, I remember her. Oh, she was in that. Oh, she was in that. Oh, yeah, that's her. Oh, yeah. And I was surprised at how tall she was when she came in the studio.
Yeah. Yes. Well, sure. I look up to her.
Yeah. And do you mind if I tell people how tall you are?
No.
How tall are you?
4'8.5".
4'8.5", and that half is important. Now, is that in flats or heels?
Flat.
In flats, okay. Did that create any problems for you?
After the Mickey Mouse Club?
Yeah. Did
Sure.
it?
Sure, but you
Because they
have-
kept growing and you really didn't? I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
And so you have to use your disadvantages to your advantage.
Right.
And so I started playing animal characters and costume characters for Sid and Marty Krofft on children's
Yeah.
TV shows.
Yep.
And
HR Puffin stuff.
Yes.
See, I'm old.
Yeah. Puffin Stuff and Bugaloos and Lidsville and
Yep.
Land of the Lost, Newzoo Review, several for Disney Channel.
Right?
So
Did you enjoy that?
Sure.
Or I mean, at that point, had it just got to be a job?
no, what was nice is that you could be on popular shows and go to the market and no one would bother
Right.
you. And it was fun.
Did you find when you were in school during the Mickey Mouse Club days, did you go to public school?
Well, when we were doing the show, we had to go to school at the studio
Right.
on little red trailers, and you only went to school for like 3 hours a day, not consecutively.
Right.
But when I went back to school, I was way far ahead because I got all my personal questions answered because
Right.
the teacher could only teach 10 children at a time.
God, that's great. So all kids should go into acting. Maybe they get an education.
Well, as long
A
as you
decent
studied
education,
and paid
right.
attention.
Well, and you have to want to anyway.
Oh, sure.
You know, if
Sure.
you don't want to learn, there's no way you can force a child to learn.
For sure.
They have to have some kind of desire. So
Exactly. And when I went back to school, guess what they called me?
what do they call you?
Minnie. There's Minnie.
I love that. That's great. Oh, did you ever get to play Minnie Mouse? You were too short?
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. This is going downhill real fast, you can tell, right? So, is there one part that you played or role that you played that kind of stands out that you look back and you go, I am so glad I got to do that or got to play that character or that role or be a part of that group or...
The one that's probably the strangest was Rat Boy.
Ah, that's right.
I went from a girl mouse to a rat boy.
Okay.
And it's a funny
Because you had to dress up like a boy, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
the makeup was unbelievable. It took hours to put it on. And one day we were shooting one morning at a bar in LA, and they kicked all the drunks out. I'm standing outside waiting in this gorgeous costume, and the crew's
Only in
outside
LA.
waiting. Yes.
You know?
And this drunk staggers up to me and goes, "Man, I haven't seen you in years."
How old were you at that time?
Oh gosh, let's see. I was probably in my late 30s, early 40s.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I was thinking this was when you were...
Oh, no.
okay.
It's Sandra Locke directed it.
Oh,
It was
okay.
Clint Eastwood's production
Right.
company. It's
Yeah,
kind of
she was married to Clint.
They weren't married,
Oh, well,
but they were
she was
together.
his significant other.
Right.
There we go.
Right. She was married to someone else. But,
That's Hollywood, folks.
yes, indeed. Anyway, that was my most unusual
Yeah.
role.
When you finished the role, were you like, that was so cool, or my God, I'll never get another job in this town again?
No, I'll tell you, Annette came to visit on the set.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And they sent me to England to have these contact lenses, solid black, so I didn't have any whites of the eyes showing. So that changed my look. And then I had this nose that came out, and I had a lever in my mouth that when I press it, the nose would go up and down like a rat's.
Oh, wow.
And so I had my back to Annette when she walked in. And she came up to me, and I turned around, and she went and started backing up. She was so frightened. So I got a lot of glamour roles.
Cool. So you scared the crap out of it? Yeah.
Funky rat, stupid bat, raunchy rabbit, you know.
Yeah. Is there one of them that was your favorite? Of those animal characters?
Whichever one I was doing at the time really
Yeah.
was my favorite, but probably Shirley Puffin stuff.
Really?
Well, it was Shirley Temple
Right.
dancing.
So you got to dance, that's what made it. Yeah? Okay, now, without us getting sued or you getting sued, is there a role or a group that you worked with that you just thought, thank God I'm out of there?
No,
Good.
no.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's been a wonderful ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a fabulous time.
Cool. Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Yes? Okay. Are you doing anything now? And I always hesitate asking that question because, I don't know.
No,
Is that an appropriate question to ask an actor or actress or a
Certainly.
performer?
No, I'm retired, but I go to conventions.
Right.
Mouseketeer reunions and Land of the Lost reunions.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I love that show, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I'm 76 years old.
Okay, I played Saw in that.
Oh, wow.
And I was one of the Pacunis.
Right.
And they put a beard on me every day, and the crew would try and get me to go to lunch with them at lunchtime with my beard.
Did you ever go?
No,
Oh.
I did not.
Oh, that would be fun for them, huh?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, did you ever have a moment where you were in costume and you had to go into public for any reason that, other than the drunk guy trying to hit on you?
Well, the studio burned down when we were doing Segment and the Sea Monsters, and I was in a costume that you can't get out of yourself.
Right.
You had the tentacles down by your feet, and it zipped up the back. I played Big Daddy. And Rip Taylor.
You can't make this up.
No. Rip Taylor was the star, and he was solid green, and his makeup wasn't right, so they said for him to get his makeup fixed. So I said to Oda, our wardrobe girl, can you unzip it so we can get some air while it's doing that? And as she unzipped it, the cave that we were in went and started on flames. So we ran out of the burning set, out the door where the bricks exploded as we went through the door.
Holy moly.
But we were in just what the inside of our costume was, running down the street. So,
In Burbank?
no, that was, what studio was that? It wasn't Burbank, but it was down in L.A.
Yeah. Who's the most famous person, besides Beverly Washburn, who's the most famous person that you've worked with?
Well, Eddie Cantor was where I started.
Oh, that's right,
but
right.
He wouldn't.
That
be
was the Colgate Hour.
Yes, but
Right.
he wouldn't be considered that famous now, I guess.
But he was then,
Yes, Dean Martin,
of course.
Annette.
Yeah. I forgot about Eddie Cantor, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You were kind of his favorite, weren't you?
I was under contract to him.
To him personally, not to the studio or
Right.
the show, yeah.
Right, and he had my legs insured.
Wow.
For,
You and Betty Grable.
yeah, it was Lloyd's of London.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that was the most. Donald O'Connor.
Yeah, he was cool. He was another
he loved
dancer, right?
Yes.
Did you ever get to dance with him or even
yes.
just messing around?
I danced in Las Vegas with him at the Stardust.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. When was that?
Oh gosh, I was still in high school. Had to go to school at the.
So that was 70 something? So,
That was what, 10 years ago?
yeah.
But I had to go to school still.
Right.
So I had to go through the casino in the morning carrying my books, and they had to have a security guard escort me through the casino.
Right.
I felt so embarrassed.
Well, kids aren't allowed in the casino.
I'll tell you one that I really enjoyed working with.
Okay.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Really? I've heard that from half a dozen people,
Well, when I worked with him, it was on the Colgate Comedy Hour.
right?
And he was still part of the Will Maston Trio.
Right?
He wasn't known as Sammy Davis Jr. And we used to dance back behind the scenes
Really?
together.
Yeah,
Yes.
because he's a pretty good soft shoe guy.
We had more in soft
Yeah.
shoe. He was really good. And so
I loved his version of Mr. Bojangles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
years later, when I was working in Las Vegas with Donald O'Connor, went to Foxy's Delicatessen.
Right?
And we're all sitting there enjoying it, and in comes Sammy Davis Jr., remembered me, came up, Sharon, and I said, oh, you got to come see our show. And he said, no, I can't come. I said, well, sure you can. We have an extra show on Sunday nights for all the people on the Strip. He said, no, I can't come.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let him come.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you were here when the Moulin Rouge was here.
Mhm.
Yeah. There has been talk off and on over the years about reopening that or rebuilding it. So, and for those of you who don't know, there was a time here in Las Vegas where black entertainers, they could entertain in the casinos, but they weren't allowed to stay in the hotels. They weren't allowed to stay, and there
Or
was
come in the front door.
right. They had to come in the back door, the service entrance, and the Moulin Rouge was over in North Las Vegas, off of Bonanza, and that was a casino that was built and an establishment that was built for the black entertainers, and a lot of the white entertainers went there as well. Mm-hmm. And there was a house that the performers stayed at. I think it was called the Harrison House, and that was where they stayed because they couldn't stay in the other hotels. So we've gotten a little better, but we still got a ways to go.
Yes,
so.
we do. Raquel Welch.
Really?
I worked in her nightclub act.
Oh, wow.
And
As a dancer?
well, this is for Sid and Marty Krop,
Oh, okay.
and they did her show. She wore her costume from the 2000
2000 BC, yeah.
and I was a caveman, and I'd run down this mountain, and she'd sing to me, "I am woman, you are man." There was a dinosaur
Right.
there too, and so when the show was over, I asked her to sign a picture for me, and so she signed it to Sharon. I am woman, you are woman. Who would have ever guessed? She was really a nice, nice lady.
That's great. I love to hear that. You know, I went to Hollywood High School, lived in Palm Springs for a while, and I met a few stars that I'm always so happy when they turn out to be really regular, nice people, you know. I've told the story 100,000 times, so you guys can go get a drink or whatever while I tell Sharon the story. So when I lived in Palm Springs back then, in the summertime, the town closed down. I mean, it literally, everything shut, you know. There was one drugstore on the corners there that stayed open, and the Baskin Robbins there on Indian Avenue. So my wife and I were in there. We just walked in, sat down, got an ice cream cone, and we're sitting there eating the cone because we didn't go outside where it all would melt. And this guy came in with his wife, ordered the ice cream, sat down next to us, and we started chatting. And we're just chatting away probably for 30, 40 minutes. And he gets up and leaves, and my wife goes, "That guy looked familiar. Who was that?" And I went, "That was Red Skelton! That was Red Skelton sitting right here talking to us!" And I was just so excited because he would just, you know, very pleasant. "Hey, what's your name? What are you doing? Hey, yeah, you live here? Yeah, what do you do? Where do you work?" You know, and so it was really great. And then about 30 years later, my sister still lives in Palm Desert. So about 30 years later, I'm down there visiting my sister, and we're walking in the mall that had just been built there in Palm Desert. And I look in the store, and there was Red Skelton. This was maybe a year before he passed. And, you know, had long hair. And I don't know if you saw what he looked like towards the end, and he's standing there, and he had a cane and probably waiting on a grandson or something like that. And I walked up to him, and I said, "Mr. Skelton, I'm sure you don't remember me." And he goes, "Oh, yes, I do." And he goes, "No, I'm sorry." He says, "I meet so many people, you know." But he was, again, he was just a really gracious, nice individual, just like you.
I worked with him.
You did?
When I was a kid. Shower of Stars.
Oh, wow.
Played his and Ethel Merman's daughter in a little sketch.
Right.
He was a riot. Never followed the scripts at rehearsals.
I'd heard that.
He would. I'd be waiting for my cue for a line. And then he'd crack himself up when he'd do his own lines.
Yeah.
So he was a riot.
That's good.
He was fun to work with.
And he was. I mean, he just seemed like a happy person.
Oh,
I don't know if he was or not, but he always. Anytime I ever saw him around town or whatever, he always, you know.
That's how I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's so many great people out there that you know I remember as a kid growing up, and that one of the things that I love about Beverly is she's given me the opportunity to talk to some of these people, and you know, these were, like I said, I remember the Mickey Mouse Club. I mean, that was an exciting. I just can't wait to get home, you know, and then
particularly to see Joan.
Yes, I thought it was Joanne. She was actually my favorite.
I know.
We were married for a while, but it didn't work out. You know? Anyway, that was good. I like that. Yeah, you got to come back there sometime. So, and speaking of which, we're going to have to take a commercial break so I can pay some bills here and stuff.
Okay.
And so, hey guys, we're going to be back in just a little bit. So I'll give you about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay? So, see ya.
Anxiety, depression, PTSD, ADHD, pain, inflammation, dealing with mental or physical health issues, or know someone who is? Relax, refresh, recover, revive. Natural health alternatives using hemp-derived CBD and other cannabinoids found in hemp are increasingly becoming more effective in managing various symptoms that affect your body, state of mind, and daily life. Planet Harvest Health's mission is to help those looking for natural, new, and better solutions for a healthier way of life, specializing in small batch, handcrafted alternatives, providing higher quality and a cost-effective product. Go to planetharvesthealth.com for more information and education on how we can help you.
Hello folks, this is Mac Jackson Jr. from Vanderson Cyber Group. The problem with businesses today is that they are affected by cyber attacks from around the world, but companies are not sure of what to do. Normally, they are reactive instead of proactive. But folks, cyber attacks can affect your bottom line, and it will affect you financially, legally, and your business reputation. Here at Vanderson Cyber Group, we can help you develop a policy by training your employees on what to do if they are involved in a cyber attack and how to mitigate it and fight against it. Folks, we call it here #StayCyberWoke. And that's Vanderson Cyber Group here in Las Vegas and around the world. You can reach me, folks, at VandersonCyberGroup.com or my website, MacJacksonJr.com as well. Here locally, 702-868-0808. Give us a call today, folks. We must fight back.
Well, we're back. Look who's here. Beverly Washburn's here again. Hi, Beverly.
Hi, everybody. Hi, John. Thanks for having me. But hi, everybody. You're probably sick of me already.
No. Are you kidding? Listen, you're one of my favorite guests.
Oh, thank you.
You are.
You have good taste.
I know. Yes. That's what she said. So, have you guys ever worked together?
We didn't really work together, but we actually met, believe it or not, 66 years ago.
Wow.
Which is really difficult because we're both only 50.
I was going to say, your mothers met, right?
Right. Yeah. Sharon was doing, of course, the Mickey Mouse Club, and I was doing Old Yeller. So we all had to have school because we were minors. So they had these big red trailers right on the lot. And so there were 2 trailers, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I was lucky because I got to be in the trailer with Sharon and Annette and Tommy and Bobby and Doreen and Cheryl, I think it was.
So that's how you met the Mouseketeers.
Yes.
Okay. Because I never did get to ask you, how did you get, okay, right. So now we know.
Right. We became friends like that.
Yeah. In fact, I was a maid of honor at her wedding.
Oh, wow.
Years ago. And we just stayed friends and now it's been 66 years.
Wow.
And as she mentioned, she lives in Reno, and of course I live here in Vegas, and so she's visiting me and staying with me, and so we try to get together as often as we can because, well, we speak like 12 times a day, I think, but we're going to be doing a convention. It's called the Cherry Blossom Festival in Missouri, so we'll be flying out together.
Where in Missouri? In Branson?
No, it's actually in Marshfield,
okay,
which is near Springfield.
Yeah,
right.
And so
that's where the airport is.
Right.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that together, and so we try to get together as often as we can.
Cool.
As you get older, you got to just, what is your saying? Take tarts when tarts are
being passed.
So if we have the opportunity to be together, we try to do that.
So when you come down, you guys go out and party in the clubs and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, we close them all down.
Every day, every night.
We just have so much fun together. And so I've been watching you two on this show. I was over there in the audience. And so thank you.
The peanut gallery is what we like to call it.
So thank you for inviting me up here to share in this with my best buddy. And it's your show's great, John, and thank you for having both of us.
Oh no, listen, Beverly, like I said, it's so I'll tell you a little why I'm doing this, not why, but how or whatever. You have helped me fulfill something I've always wanted to do for a long, long time. I have friends that go to all of these events where they have TV stars and movie stars and stuff like that go and sign pictures. And so there was one here in Las Vegas, and they said, hey, go with us, John, blah, 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 blah. And so I got a couple of pictures up on the wall, and I got to meet like Bruce Dern and Broderick Crawford and some of the old TV stars that I grew up with. And I when we left there, and I was thinking, God, I would love to get a camera and just go around and meet these people and find out, just all about them and what they did and how, what was exciting and, what are they doing now and stuff like that. And the way the universe works, Beverly has made that possible for me because we have shows here, and you brought in some really awesome guests for me to talk to and to interview and to meet, and and working with you on a couple of little projects.
Yeah.
What happened with Crumbles? Anything?
No.
Oh, too bad. I thought you were good in that. Yeah.
Thank you.
And maybe it was the initial one that we shot that they didn't like.
Well, you had to be there.
Yes, ma'am.
She's the best actress ever.
Listen, you know what I think? I have been racking my brain. I want to find a comedy for you because I don't think, your reputation has been able to cry and all this stuff. Yeah. And I have seen your sense of humor. You are hilarious.
She can do anything.
Yeah.
No, that is not true.
She's the best actress I've ever seen.
And when you say action, she's like right on.
You know it.
Yeah.
Well, in this world, we have to laugh. And as they say, laughter is the best medicine, and it truly is. And we laugh all the time. And that's what life is all about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when I first was told that you were coming into the studio, and it was basically like, don't make eye contact, just some really.
Who told you that?
I can't tell you that. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
And when you walked in and you started talking, and I thought, well, what the hell, man? She's really fun, and just
Somebody said that about me, that you can't.
Yeah, basically, let's see, how did she say that?
She.
No, it wasn't Linda. God, no, Linda loves you.
Oh, I didn't say Linda.
Yeah.
No, I just said it's a she. Like,
Okay, anyway, basically, she was saying, well, okay, we got to make sure that we follow the script, and because she doesn't like it if you have to ad lib or anything like that. And it was just like you were the complete opposite from what I was told.
Wow.
And it was so nice to, like right off the bat, because I think I said to you, you're taller in real life than you look in the movies or something, and you just cracked up and. So anyway, I'm really glad that we had an opportunity to work together and to become friends and stuff like that. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
And you know what? I've had lunch with her a couple of times.
So have I.
Oh wow! We're in the Have Lunch with Beverly Washburn Club.
I'm going to be actually at the Star Trek convention. The Star Trek
in
one,
August? Yeah.
In August, yeah. I just got invited to be there. So
wow.
At the Rio.
Do you need somebody to come and film you or something like that?
I don't know. I haven't been there in
You can
years.
say, this is my photographer. He's coming with me. So, my problem, I love that. I haven't been to a Star Trek convention in a long, long time, and it's always I'm stuck here. It's just like. So I'm getting some help to where I can start getting away a little bit and doing some things like that because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I remember Beverly from her role on there, and yeah, you cried in that too. God. And and of course the ever famous Spider Baby.
They're doing a remake. Believe it or not. I know, is that crazy?
We talked about that. That was.
know.
I don't know if it's going to work. I really hope it does.
I know. Sometimes it's better left alone.
Yeah.
But they've asked me to do a cameo in it. So
That'd be
I'm
awesome.
But I don't play one of the characters. I
Right.
play a woman from the Child Protective Services that's coming there to check on the Mary family. So
That wasn't in the original movie.
No, they added that.
Okay. If you have not seen Spider Baby, you can find it on YouTube. It is
Bizarre.
It's what?
Bizarre.
It is bizarre, but the Sid Haig was in it.
I
All
loved
you
him.
Sid Haig fans, and Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah.
And I thought the two things that I saw you in that just you worked with Lou Costello in Wagon Train,
Wagon Train.
and Lon Chaney Jr. And that was such a great role for both of those guys to play that was so removed from what you see them normally, you know, that it was just, I know you brought that out in them. So you taught them how to cry.
Well, I don't know about that. Thank you. But thank you for having us on your show, and we love doing.
Wait. You guys make me look good.
No.
And from appearing on this show, you've probably ruined your careers.
I don't think so.
And so you're going to Star Trek, right? Mm-hmm. So I just saw the final episode of Picard.
Oh.
And I saw somebody posted an interview. Somebody posted an interview of Patrick Stewart on this show, and the interviewer said, "You are the most famous person I've ever had on this show." And Patrick Stewart said, "Well, it must not be a very good show then."
How cute. That's
And I thought that was great. So
funny.
So that's what I tell people. I said, well, you know, this is going to help me out a lot here in the station, but it's probably going to ruin your career.
I don't think so.
But no, I hope that, and you know, like I said, anyone that you know that you want to bring in here, you think might be fun, you know me, just anytime.
Thank you.
And that goes for you too. Anytime you're coming to town, let me know. And if you've got anything that you're, you know, doing or promoting or whatever, pick up the phone.
She's going to be at the Hollywood show is it June?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll be at the Hollywood show. And
That's
so will
the
Mimi
one-
Gibson. You
The
had
end of
Mimi
June.
Gibson here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of June, the
Yeah,
1st of July.
but isn't that where they all the stars come and they sign the autographs and stuff? Yeah, that's what started me on this.
Yeah,
whole
Sharon
thing.
will be there, and Mimi Gibson, who you
Mimi.
had here
Yeah.
And where's it at?
recently.
It's in Burbank, right across the street.
Oh, okay,
from
yeah.
the airport.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Burbank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the Hilton?
I love the Burbank
Hilton?
Airport.
I do too.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
yeah.
Flying in there is so much better.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angel food, not
Yeah.
devil's
I
food.
know.
Yeah, so Sharon will be there. So anybody in LA needs to come and visit her and
Yeah.
Mimi, and
Mimi.
they'll have their photos.
Tell
and
Mimi I said hi.
I will.
She's another fun person.
Isn't she?
You know some really fun people.
Thank you. I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
all my friends are fun, including you. So
I'm gonna be a big star. I don't know if I told you this, but I played 2 different roles in one movie last year or the year before. A local independent filmmaker that I work with occasionally. I let him use the studio because of the green screen and once in a while. And so he was finishing up a film, and the person that was, the 2 people that were supposed to play these roles, like bailed out on him, and he was like, this is like the last scene I've got to shoot. And he said, John, do you want to be in my movie? And I go, okay, sure, fine. So, I mean, it was like 2 1-minute, little gigs. And I played a mad scientist.
oh, how fun.
And it was cool because I love the way he cut it. I did the 2 parts, and I have no idea what the script is about or anything. I'm just reading from the thing. And so he has this young lady in this room, and there are 2 TV screens, and I'm on both of them. I'm dressed differently, so I look different. And we're all arguing with each other. When I saw the film, I thought, that is so cool, that people don't imagine or don't realize how little you can start with and what you can make that into. Right? That's what you guys do.
Sure. Well, thank
You make the people out there, including me, you create an alternative reality for us for a short period of time. I love watching movies. I love watching Off the Wall, Spider Baby. It just it is a cult classic, and was it intended to be that way? Okay, so
Well,
he.
no, they didn't.
I mean,
have
was
that-
it intended to be a serious movie?
No, it was
Okay.
intended to do all tongue in cheek and kind
Okay.
of, you know, a little bit on the overacting side and just very campy.
Well, it was successful in that area.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't intended to be a cult film, and nobody
No,
thought it
I-
would be
I-
as popular. I don't understand it. I'm grateful that it's
Right.
that way, that people from all over the globe seem to like Spider Baby, and there's merchandise and all that. But we had no idea. It was such a low budget, and we filmed the whole thing in 13 days.
Wow.
So,
Well, and the cool thing about it, although it was technically a violent film, you never really saw any of the violence
yeah, it
or
was
any
a horror
blood, gore,
film,
guts,
but
or
yeah, it wasn't considered a slasher
Right,
film like some,
right.
like you know what we're gonna do, but you never actually see.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
that was kind of like Vincent Price was like that, you know, in House on Haunted Hill and all that stuff. You never really got to see the monsters or the, you know, anyway. So,
Yeah. So
what else would you like to talk about?
I don't know.
I don't know, but she is truly not only like the friend of all friends. I love her as my own sister, but she is so talented. Have you seen her clip Dancing with Eddie Cantor? I don't know if any
Yes.
of you out there. It's just,
As a matter of
Amazing.
fact,
you have a clip?
I have that clip,
Yay!
and I'm going to play that. And I have a clip of you dancing on the Mickey Mouse Club, and I think it's the number with the horses.
Oh.
It was for the roundup, the talent roundup.
Friday, Talent Roundup Day.
Yeah, yeah. And so I'm going to put those clips at the end of the show here. So when we wrap this up, stick around for a couple minutes because it's really cool. And all of you Mickey Mouse Club members, just you have to watch this. You have to see this. You're gonna love it. It's and it was. You didn't. How do I say this? The opposite of Beverly. You look shorter in real life.
I'm not so tall myself.
No, I know. But
I make you look like Julie Newmar.
I know. That's what I always tell people. No, because she's like 4'8", and I'm a little taller than that. But yeah.
seriously,
We
do you
always
have any
get-
friends over 5 foot?
I
mean,
do.
besides me or Linda? And Linda just barely makes it, doesn't she?
I know,
Yeah.
she's tiny too. I have a lot of short friends, but I have some tall friends too. Of course, Billy Barty's tall for, you know, when we look at him, and bless his heart. No, we,
Yes.
we.
Did you work with Billy Barty?
Yes.
Really?
Uh-huh.
What'd you work with him
Several
on?
times. A lot of the craft shows.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of us have always gotten short jokes.
Yes.
I think you know the one I told you about Sammy Davis Jr., right?
Yes.
My favorite short joke that I ever.
Would you like to tell that, please?
Okay,
Yeah,
some
I
people
wanna
have
hear it.
probably already heard it, but anyway.
Who cares?
Like Sharon and I, our whole life, you know, we get the stand up. Oh, you are standing. You know, those
Yes.
kind of
Right.
those kind of jokes. And I was working with Jack Benny on the Hollywood Palace, and we were backstage, and Sammy Davis Jr. was the main guest star, and we hadn't met yet. And so we were backstage, and he was walking by, and all of a sudden he saw me, and he stopped, and he did a take, and he said, "I've got cufflinks bigger than you are." And he did. Yeah, he was, like Sharon said, one of the nicest men in the business.
I'll tell you
Just-
one of the best comments I ever heard about being short. I was in the market, and a little girl was with her mother. She's about my size, and she turned to her mother and she said, "See, Mommy, she gets to wear makeup." Wasn't that good?
That's awesome.
The best one I've ever heard.
Isn't that cute?
That's cool.
I'll tell you the good thing, though, about being short. We're always looking up.
There you go.
That's right. I like that. You know what? That's a good place to end the show. Always be looking up.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And as you all know, in closing, I'd just like to say, if you're going to do it with styles.
Thank
Yes.
you, John.
Thank you again, Bev.
saddle your pony, here we go, down to the talent rodeo. Gather up Susie, Jack, and Joe, join the talent roundup. Round 'em up, bring 'em in, everybody's sure to win. Step right up, here we go, oh, what a rodeo. Bring along Dinah, Bob, and Bill, ask everybody on the hill. We're gonna have a great big thrill, join the talent roundup.
Time for the Mouseketeer's roll call.
Oh, well, okay, Mouseka partners. Count off now.
Doreen! Bobby! Sharon! Don! Darlene! Mark! Annette! Mike! Nancy! Johnny! Karen! Cubby!
Well, here's my old partner, Roy.
Here's my old partner, Jim.
Step right up.
Step right up!
Here we go.
Here we go! Join the Roundup Rodeo!
You know, you're a very talented young miss.
That's right, freshman.
I see.
I'm going to dance at the varsity show.
Yeah, what kind of a dance are you going to do?
If Mr. Clary will play the joke box for me, I'll show you.
Yeah. It's not joke box, it's jukebox. Look who's teaching who. All right, it's a pleasure. I'll tell you what you do, honey. You go right into your dance because I'd like to see what you're going to do.